Well,
Hey.
enjoy. Hello, everyone.
Good afternoon. It's Patricia and Tony with Transstates Realty, and then joining us is Gabriela Germino with All Real Estate Title Solutions. Hi, Gabby. Nice to
Hello,
see you.
Hi, Gabby.
nice to see you. Thank you. Hi, Tony. Thank you
And
for the invitation. I'm excited.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Good.
Just getting accustomed to everything, the norm here.
Absolutely. And family,
How are
everybody's
you?
good? Oh,
Yes. He's doing
good.
good. All of us are here working hard. How about you guys? How are you guys doing? How are you guys coping?
Good.
We're doing good. Changing the way we do business a little bit. Definitely. Zoom meetings and virtual showings are becoming the norm now, and
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
definitely.
yes, yes. It's
Well,
It's
good.
making it.
adapting. It's adapting to the changes, and obviously with everything with the social distancing and safety precautions that are necessary, if we are out there. So
You're having to become creative minds here.
very creative.
Yeah.
And you got to wing it something new every day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So,
Yeah. So, obviously you're a title company. So we just wanted to kind of go over a few things that you could tell us about you, your company, and what you
Okay.
do daily and how you're kind of operating during these times.
Okay. Awesome. Well, yes, we are a title company. I've been in business now for about 12 years. I started doing title back in 1995, opened up my own company in 2008, and everything was going great. We were doing awesome, growing, and then all of a sudden this hits. So everything started changing. Like you said, we had to change the way we do business. So we had to get creative on how to handle closings. And so now what we're doing is, if you've not seen our Facebook ads, that we're handling closings outside. Our staff is, we do wear the precaution, the mask, the gloves.
okay.
We adhere to the social distancing by, staying away 6 feet. We have a tent set up outside with the tables and chairs. We ask that only the required people come to the closing.
Oh, just the signers, as far as no
Just the
realtors, no
signers,
lenders.
yes,
Yeah.
just the signers. I know in the past, since, I handle a lot of first-time home buyers, the Latino families, they always type to want to come to closings with themselves, their children, their parents, their grandparents,
Well, it's
friends.
an exciting time, right? Yeah.
It is a very
Yeah.
important time in their life. They're buying this home that they're all going to be gathering, and they want to spend it, do the signing, this closing. They want to share this time with their families, and that's
Right.
a norm. And I never, discourage it. I'm fine with it. The more the merrier. But unfortunately, now we are having to let people know that we're only asking for the signers to come because for safety precautions. We're sitting outside. We do have a folding table, so I do tell them, okay, one sits on one side, the other one's on the other side. But
I have to pause you for a
oh, okay,
second. For some reason, excuse me. I think we're not live.
It's okay. I'm restarting it.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
restarting it
we
right now.
dropped
But we'll
off.
continue, and we're
Okay,
recording right now.
sorry. I just saw a notification, so
okay.
okay. Apologize for that.
Well, no problem.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, we try to tell people to make sure the clients come in with their mask and their gloves, and that they sit apart. So that's how what we've been having to do is handle the closings outside. Now there are some occasions that they don't want to come to the closing. They feel more comfortable at home, which is totally fine also. So what we do is we have a mobile closer go out to them, which also adheres to the precautions and the social distancing. They go, they sign them off, and then we receive the package the next day. I know you hear a lot in the news about the RON closings, the remote online notarizations. And I know a lot of lenders are not liking it or still not have approved it. So I haven't ran into a lender that is allowing that as of yet. So it's, you know, like you said, we have to be creative in how we handle closings. Also on how we're receiving escrows. Before, people will come into the office, drop off their escrow checks, we'll give them the receipt and they're off on the merry way. Now we're asking that they either wire the funds to us or drop off the check at the, you know, our little box that's outside of our door to try to eliminate contact. So right now we're just taking it day by day and seeing how things go.
Very good. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of changes, you know?
Yeah.
And you so you have your tent, everything set up outside and the closings are there and?
Yes, pending, of course, weather permits.
Of course, yeah.
It'd be in Florida.
Yeah, well, yesterday was a beautiful day. It was cool and breezy and it was wonderful. But there was some days that we're out there and it's a little hot. So, you know, but yeah, no, unless it's raining, if it is, then we bring it inside and I definitely let them know to please, please, please only bring the signers because we're now in a smaller room and, you know, just to protect everyone. But yeah,
and you had mentioned that you've obviously closed with a lot of first-time home buyers. And for some, you know, for people that are unaware of the steps in real estate, I guess you could say, with the title company, could you explain like how that works in regards to buying a home free and clear, you know?
Yes, a lot of people don't know what title insurance is. I didn't when I purchased my first home. I had no clue of what title insurance was. So I like to try to train the agents also because you're the first contact with your client as far as what title insurance is. I also explain to the clients at the closing table what the title commitment is and the importance of them knowing what is shown on that commitment. Because that title commitment will show you who is the actual owner of that property. You want to make sure that's the seller.
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly.
You don't want to all of a sudden find out it's, you know, someone else. Also, it'll tell you what liens are against the property. That title commitment will have a requirement page that tells you, you know, it is a requirement to pay off this mortgage. It's a requirement to pay off the second mortgage. Or it's a requirement to deal with a code enforcement lien that's been filed or an IRS judgment filed against the seller. So we don't just only look at the property, we also look at the owners and see if there are any recorded judgments against the owners, because that will affect the title of the property. Right. So we research that. And then another thing is we explain to them what's on the exception page. That's very important because if they receive a title with an exception that they're not aware of that could later on hinder them reselling the property, they need to know. You know, I've done cash transactions where investors purchase properties from owners and there is a code lien, but the buyer who is an investor decides they still want to buy it with that code lien. They're fully aware of it because they're going to be fixing it up and addressing that at the closing. So then in that case, that lien becomes an exception on the title policy and gets put on our policy so that they know that they closed, but that's still there.
Correct.
I've had situations where my seller is told when we're handling the closing, hey, did you know you had this on the property? I'm like, what are you talking about? It says, let me see your policy. What did you take as an exception? And lo and behold, it's a judgment that they accepted.
Oh boy.
No, and they're like, oh no, but I was told that, you know, they're working on taking care of that and it would be taken care of after closing. I said, sweetie, after closing, that's not something you need to be addressing after closing.
Right. The ones that's closed. Yeah.
You need to look at your title commitment at the closing table to make sure nothing got stuck in there or nothing new came up. So it's important to explain that to your first-time home buyers because, again, they're relying on everybody involved to help them and to explain what they're getting. So when we're at the closing table, I explain to them what they're doing as far as the title insurance is concerned and how that protects them. I do my part. I explain to them the closing documents I receive from the lender. I explain to them about homestead exemption. If they're going to be living there as their primary residence, it's very important that they file for homestead exemption in order to get that discount and to protect themselves in the future for the increase in taxes. So I try to guide them in the closing table as much as I can, along with the agents, because the agents bring them, they know up to that time of closing where they're at. And now we're needing to continue it and finalize the process with them. So, I mean.
Yeah. No, are we good, Tony?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
And with everything going on, is anything slowed down as far as, say, on your steps? Is the lien searches or the title searches, any of that slowed down, or?
No, I would say like in the beginning, it did kind of back up a little bit as far as a return time, but it's because everybody started working from home, the underwriters and things like that. So I think they needed that adjustment period, to get themselves used to it and up and running. But now we're back on track as far as the same turnaround time we used to be before, getting the contract, setting it up for the commitment. Now, as far as the municipal lien search, it's always been a delay with certain portions. Like if you have a property in the city of Tampa, we have them run and check about like the utilities as far as the water and sewer. And sometimes that can be a delay because they have to go and request that through a system called conduits. And that takes a while to get back. So where we can get the rest of the paperwork in as far as code enforcement, taxes, permitting, the utility part does delay a little bit, but that's the norm. It's not.
That's the norm.
Yeah, it's not.
That's good. I mean, it's business as usual-ish, right?
Usual-ish, yes, exactly, exactly. But yeah, now, like I said, in the beginning, things were a little slower because everybody was getting used to it and comfortable, but now things are going right back to the same processing time and things like that.
Yeah, we're seeing more and more of that too with showings and
yeah.
Sellers even being a little bit more comfortable with people coming in to their homes, but still, we, as much as we can do virtually, we will, to accommodate all parties for safety measures.
Have you seen a lot of the changes? I mean, how has your business?
I mean, it's still moving. It's still pretty good. It's just operating in a totally different fashion, There was a little bit of that lull time, I would say. Sorry.
Yeah,
working at home, mama guy.
But we, in the next couple months, we'll see if there's any, say, pent-up demand to buy, or if it, or if the job market, see how that goes.
I was going to say, have you seen values change a lot, or?
That's something I haven't seen too much of yet. Pretty much things have stayed where they were, say, a month ago. But maybe the
apologize.
If it were to go, change, it would still be a little bit more time from now.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what I'm hearing, because when I speak to several people and ask them, how are they seeing the market, what are they seeing changes, and a lot is where I'm hearing is, some buyers are worried about purchasing a property now because of the stability of work, whether they're going to have. And like you said, sellers are worried about, opening their house up to complete strangers to walk through their houses. So
Yeah.
that you guys are doing virtual videos is very important, you know?
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
360, views, and anything that can get the buyer, in the house from their living room is see it the best,
And there's even like 3D tours where you can kind of spin around the room and see all those things ahead of time. So which is good. Now, Tony, did you want to play one of their videos that you had there that was started, or?
Yeah, well, we can kind of go over just a little bit of their, their website. Pull it up. And is it? Yep, there you go. So, obviously, we went over 22 years, 15,000 customers. That's a good bit.
That's fantastic. Yeah. And we've known you for years too, right? So
definitely, we go back.
Oh, yeah. As soon as I got my license, I think you were the first, top company I went with.
Yep.
And you even had a special instance where you opened up way after hours to accommodate an international buyer.
Well, see, and that's the stuff is, as you can see on our webpage, it says we do expert title solutions with a personal touch. Ever since I started in the business, my mentor who gave me my first opportunity in title insurance always taught me that what we're doing, whether it's the seller or the buyer, this is the biggest move they might be doing in their whole life. And we play a part of that. And it's very important that we help them. We do everything we can. We're there for them to answer questions, hold their hands. I get called, well, before all this, I would get people pop in and ask me, hey, Gabby, I got a question. Maybe it has nothing to do with title, but they'll ask me a question about anything.
It's the relationships that you build,
They feel comfortable to come and talk to me. And that's what we try to instill here at Aretzi is when somebody calls you, you treat them like they're your family. Sometimes they say, oh, Gabby, you take forever on the phone with these people. It's because they're talking to me. They're asking me questions. They're seeing how I'm doing, or I'm busy talking to them, asking them questions, because I don't want them to think, yes, hello, can I help you? Okay, sure, bye.
Over the years, you and your personnel there have been definitely helpful in answering any sort of questions we have.
And that's what we try. We try to help everybody, train everybody in any questions, any fields they have. I love doing training classes. Prior to all of this, as you know, we used to do a lot of seminars for the agents to try to help them in different things that's going on in the world. And
staying on top of it too. Yeah.
That training is something I love because like I said, when I started, that's how I learned. I learned on hand, asking questions, getting the answers, and it makes not only myself, my staff better people, but it helps the agents to be able to also answer some questions as far as title is concerned with their clients. So it gives you a little edge up than just the average title, realtor out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and you build, sorry, go ahead, Tony.
No, I was going over how you have a listing support program now.
Yes.
Do you want to kind of go into a little bit of that and what you're providing?
Yeah, in our listing support program, what we do is for the listing agents, we have different videos set up, different social media campaigns per se. So when you have a listing you're going to take, what you can do is you give us a call. You can talk to my marketing person, Miguel Angel, and give him the information about the house, what you're listing it for, certain pictures, and he'll create the social media platform for the just listed, the under the contract, just sold, all these different things. Open houses. We'll work with your lenders and preparing flyers for you guys.
Mhm.
Also, we do that for the agents that work with us, and we do it at no charge to them. So if
Really
you,
nice.
yeah, and what we'll do is we'll also blast that on our Facebook page. We'll share it because we have so many people that we're able to get that out there for other people to see. And we don't just do a little, okay, share. I will make a little statement, hey, if you know somebody, a family member, or this is a great community, or things that we put a little comment with it.
Of
So
course.
a little bit extra.
Oh, there's some pictures right there of your closing.
Yeah, you had some closings
There's some
recently.
closings out there in our little table there. But yeah, so we do that. If a listing agent needs a seller net sheet, we go ahead and do that. They email me and say, hey, Gabby, I need a seller net sheet. This is my sales price. Here's my, there's an approximate mortgage. There's an association. Seller's going to contribute this much. This is the commission. I'll prep up the seller's net sheet and shoot it over. It goes with your name, your picture, so that this way you can present it to your seller. And it's a great tool if you're going to go to a showing or to get a listing and say,
Oh,
okay,
it's beyond helpful. Yeah. Because there's
tell your
people
seller.
are unaware, they think of all those fees in between.
Well,
And
yeah, it's definitely good to have a good, clean breakdown on all the costs involved with selling a house. That way
Exactly.
there's no confusion, there's no...
Well, for the sellers, it's easy to do a net sheet because if they have one or two mortgages, if you know what the commission's going to be, if we can do one with or without seller concessions, just to show your client, say, hey, listen, if we list it at this price, these are going to be your fees. Now, if you want to assist a buyer with some closing costs, here's one with an estimated closing cost on the buyer behalf. This is what you're looking to net. Now, granted, it is subject to the title search, making sure there's nothing hidden there that we don't know about,
right, yeah.
Yeah, I did owe the IRS some money. Did I not tell you that? But yeah, so we'll do that. And then, of course, if that occurs, we'll update the net sheet, and this way they know. Or if a buyer comes in at a different negotiated price, you just say, hey, can you update this with this sales price? And we'll go ahead and update it and shoot it right over to you. So yeah, we do a lot for our listing agents because they do a lot for us. And
it's a team effort, right?
We want to show our appreciation. So this is one way we can do that for them.
Well, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, no problem. I love it.
Yeah. Anything else you wanted to discuss or that you can think of?
No, I mean, it just got to take it, like I said, day by day.
Yeah.
We're still here. We're open. Our doors might be locked because we just don't want people walking in, but we are here. Give us a call. If you still have questions, you need to talk about anything, questions about a title, or if you're looking to list and the seller says, I might have something out there. If you need it, just send me an email. Give me a call. I'll do a quick look up and see what I can find. If you think there might be something there that can make or break a transaction because they might not have enough money, you might have to convert it into a short sale. I mean, there's different things that you need to know in advance before you go and take your listing or before you choose a price to list it at. Just give us a call. We'll be more than happy to help you guys.
And you also speak Spanish, right? So a lot of your closings can be done that way also.
Yes, we are a fully bilingual office, and we'll do closings in Spanish, in English, and in Spanglish,
Yeah, nice.
The other day, and the lady's talking to me in English, the gentleman's talking to me in Spanish. So I said, which way would you prefer it, English or Spanish? They looked at each other like, well, I said, I can do Spanglish. If you like, I'll look at you and speak in English. I'll look at you and speak in Spanish, and you tell me if you need me to repeat anything. I'll be
That's great.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
We try to accommodate and make it as easy as possible for the closing when it comes. So.
And did we already discuss the mobile mobile notaries or no?
Yes, well,
Yeah.
we can do mobile notaries. What we do is we have a company we work with. We go ahead and hire them to go out and meet the clients at their home, which is what I'm finding a lot of people wanting to do. So we'll send them out and they'll sign them off and then overnight us the package. If it's local, then they come and drop it off here. But usually it's overnighted back to us so we can fund it the next day. And we, like I said, we try to accommodate every transaction in whichever way we can.
Good, good. Well, I would definitely say to follow their page and follow them on Instagram right now. You know, they've got a lot of upcoming events in the year to come, or towards the end of the year at least. But a lot of great information, and we really appreciate your time and Miguel's time.
Yes.
And just super prompt. You know, your responses, like you said, if you have a question, email you, you reply in the evenings, in the mornings, whenever it's there, you know, so.
I'm at home looking at my emails, saying, hold on, let me reply back. I'll get an email at 11 at night from an agent and I'll see it. And if it's something I can reply back, I'll reply right back. Or if it's something I have to wait into the morning, I'll wait into the morning or whatever. But usually I can reply back on a message and I've got no problem. I mean,
no, very accommodating. Like I said, you opened up your office at way after hours. I don't even know if I want to say the time, but you did.
We do what we have to do, you know?
You do what you have to do. It was so we really appreciate it. And, you know, wish you and your family and your staff to be super safe and healthy.
Thank you.
And,
thank you too. Say hi to your dad, please.
We will. Yes, yes.
Take care of him, okay?
Take care. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.